Hey everybody, how you doing? I just want to make this quick vlog because Brooke Baldwin just on Instagram really talked about her displeasure with the news around Fox News and how it basically knew that that it knew that the election was turning against.
Hi there.
This is her.
Not from
Okay.
the United States. Actually, I'm about to shoot something super exciting for TV. None of the details I can share
I
with
don't
you
want
just
to
yet.
steal
But
her
that's
thunder
not why I'm
here.
sitting here today. I'm here today because I've thought so much about this, and I really feel like it's my duty to say something. I also
And she
realize
said a
I'm in
lot,
this
and I
sort
want
of
I don't want
rare.
to I don't want to take away from
Hi
what she
there.
said.
Not from the
But
United States.
what
Reporting in the New York
I'm
Times.
trying to see
So,
if I can
hi
forward it though,
there.
because she said something
Because
at
the
what.
race to
This is
2024
it.
is already underway.
This is it right here.
I've seen
Right here.
3 or 4 days following
This is it.
Election Day, our ratings would have been bigger. The mystery would have still been hanging out there. In addition to that, Tucker Carlson's texts reveal he was instructing others to sort of reel in the truth in favor of Trumpism because Fox's share price was tanking. A clear choice of propagandist economics over truth. And Peter Baker, this New York Times reporter, doing what any good journalist does, also reached out to CNN to say, "Hey, CNN, did you prolong your election night? Any of the calls for ratings?" And their response,
What
from
she's
this PR
talking about
person,
should
was
be
no.
against the
Full
law.
disclosure, like I wasn't in any of those rooms among CNN
Good.
brass on election night 2020 making those calls, but there is zero evidence of CNN doing so. There's so much more to this piece. I really encourage you to check it out. But my takeaway is this: that Fox wanted the ratings instead of the truth.
Yeah,
In fact,
but here's the thing. I'm going to stop her
tripped
right
over
there.
themselves.
They could have had the ratings and the truth because Fox has a bigger audience than all the other media platforms. It's enormous. And that's why what they did should be considered criminal because of their reach. They influence a lot of people one way or the other. And we need to have places we can go to get news and know if it's slanted one way or another, if it's based on opinion. Say, look, this is opinion. If it's a blogger like me, say it's a blogger, because I have my biases. That's why I don't call myself a journalist, because what's going on is, as this has started since Van Gordon Sauter, the president of CBS News, way back in the 80s, and it's just gotten worse. He said, the president of CBS News did, that they didn't have the money to pay for investigative journalism like they used to. And a lot of that had to do with the advent of cable television taking ad revenue away from CBS. Remember, we had just 3 networks for a long time. Now it's entirely different. Everybody is, as you know, by the Zenny 62 Media Network, an owner of his or her own network to some degree. So my point is, for those organizations that have the blessing of being able to reach a lot of people just by dint of the fact that they're in different cities, different affiliates, and everything else, have a major responsibility to tell the news like it presents itself, regardless of how they feel about how it presents itself. Okay? That's just good basic work. There's a lot of news that I report that I don't like reporting. I talked about Derek Carr signing with the Saints, even though I would have preferred the Saints keep Jameis Winston. That's out of my control. Report it. Give your opinion, move on. Okay? But to make it seem as if there's an alternative truth, no, that's not a good thing at all. At all. Two people can reasonably agree or disagree on the direction something takes regarding its evolution as a news item, right? Okay, so maybe you pontificate about the election way back before the election, but and you say, I think this person's going to win or that. But after the person has won, okay, you report it as it is. If there's a question about their winning, as there was in the Oakland mayoral election, you report that too. If the gap is thin, you report that too. If it turns out that ranked choice voting was used and there was a problem with it, you point out that too. You report the problems. But it would be a different thing if someone reported the reality differently. No, not at all. When it doesn't turn out the way you want, leave the error up. This is what bloggers do. If you say, hey, look, so and so won the election and turned out right choice, well, you're wrong. All right, you leave that up there, but then you put the corrected one back at it to tell what really happened after the ranked choice votes came in, right? That's what you do. Because, hey, look, we're not going to get it right. There's a difference between getting it right and doing a criminal wrong. In my opinion, Fox did a criminal wrong. That is wrong for their stock price. I mean, heck, their followers are not going to tank because Joe Biden was winning. They're going to keep watching because they want to hear what Fox News has to say about the Biden presidency, which is going to be more in line with what Fox viewers think. Fine. But to fool people, to maintain your stock price, bad thing, bad thing. And hey, check out Book Baldwin on Instagram. She did a great job. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com. That ends this broadcast.